Hello, my name is Kenzie Wilson, and I'm honored to serve as this year's Director of Philanthropy for the Delta Sigma chapter of Alpha Delta Pi. At Alpha Delta Pi, we value our commitment to the community as well as our involvement with our national philanthropy, the Ronald McDonald House Charities, as well as the Alpha Delta Pi Foundation. Ronald McDonald House Charities provides a home away from home for families while their children are undergoing treatment. At Delta Sigma, we are so fortunate to have a Ronald McDonald House so close to us, an hour away in Memphis, Tennessee. By being so close to Ronald McDonald House in Memphis, we are able to form connections with the families. By going and playing bingo, playing on the playground, having popsicle days, it's so much fun to be able to spend the time with the families as they are going through a tough time. We are especially honored to have the craft room dedicated in our name, with a plaque outside of it recognizing the Delta Sigma chapter. This year, our chapter has raised over $100,000. This makes us the second largest donor. We achieved this by our annual events being the Diamond Gala, the Diamond Dash 5K, and as well as our new event this year, the ADPi Golf Classic. I'm incredibly passionate about our philanthropy and how it makes a positive impact on our community. Looking ahead, we're more motivated than ever to raise even more money for Ronald McDonald House. Our chapter stays involved by collecting pop tabs, making visits, as well as our philanthropy events. Having the opportunity to share this love and passion for this philanthropy truly motivates me to inspire others to get involved with our chapter.
Hi, my name is Ellie Wright, and I'm a sophomore here at Alpha Delta Pi with a personal connection to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. When my little brother Henry was a few days old, he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. Neuroblastoma is a kind of cancer that starts in the kidneys and develops in the adrenal glands. That was the case for Henry. Hearing the word cancer associated with my newborn brother was terrifying for my family. He had to undergo numerous tests and scans, and after a couple weeks, they discovered that the cancer was growing. They determined that surgery was necessary to remove the tumor and he would need to stay in the hospital for a few weeks. During his week-and-a-half stay in the hospital, my family faced a lot of uncertainty and stress. That's where the Ronald McDonald House Charities stepped in and made a huge difference in our lives. They provided my family with a place to stay close to the hospital, meals, and a comforting place to rest and recharge. Beyond just the physical support, they gave us peace of mind, allowing us to focus entirely on Henry's recovery and not having to worry about where we would stay or what we would eat. Because of this experience, RMHC has always held a really special place in my heart. When I was going through recruitment, I was immediately drawn to Alpha Delta Pi because of their commitment to this amazing organization. Joining the sisterhood felt like the perfect way to give back to a philanthropy that helped me and my family so much through such a difficult time in our lives. I'm so grateful for RMHC and for the opportunity to give back with my sisters for a cause that means so much to all of us.
Hi, my name is Anne-Marie Cabello. In December of 2022, I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia, which is a rare form of bone marrow failure, and it's where the body does not have enough blood cells to produce normal daily functions. At times, something as simple as walking upstairs would be a challenge for me. I would have frequent infections, fatigue, shortness of breath, bruising, and bleeding. At Texas Children's, at the hospital I stayed at, the treatment I would have to undergo is where they would totally have to wipe out my immune system. I was going to have to stay at the hospital for an extended period of time to reduce the risk of infection, which could be fatal. I was in the hospital several times, and each time I was there, RMHC was able to help my family. During one of my extended time stays, there was an RMHC suite on my floor where they would have food, snacks, even a place to shower for my parents, and somewhere we can go where we can just escape from the hospital room. The volunteers would end up going room to room on our floor, just trying to show their love, care, and support, and saying any inspiring words that could try to make our day a little better. This charity is so deep to my heart and my family, and I'm so grateful to be a member of Alpha Delta Pi to be able to give back and help the families that are going through as just of a difficult time as I did.
Hi, my name's Lily Bilbo, and I'm the reason that my family and I experienced RMHC for the first time. I was born at 29 weeks in Altus, Oklahoma on December 7th. At the time, my dad was in pilot training in the Air Force, which means we were stationed in Altus with no family, no friends, Since I was born so early, it was really scary for both of my parents, especially not having anyone around us. When my mom was air vac'd from Altus, Oklahoma to Oklahoma City, she was met with a warm, welcoming place to stay at the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Oklahoma City. That's where she stayed while I got better in the NICU. Since my dad was still in school in Altus, Oklahoma, he made the commute as often as he could from Altus to Oklahoma City. During the time of my birth, my grandparents also came to support my family and I. However, RMHC still supported my family and I through all of this. And 19 years later, RMHC has now come into my family's life in a completely unexpected way. My dad is still in the military, and my senior year of high school, my family and I moved to Spokane, Washington. By this time, my mom was ready to enter back into the workforce since both of her kids were now older. I noticed that there was a Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Inland Northwest, and I told my mom she should look and see if there was a job opening. I'd always known how much she talks about RMHC and what it means to her, always tearing up at the thought of RMHC and talking about how much it means to her and my dad. Unbeknownst to me, my mom applied to be their volunteer coordinator, and she got the position. It was truly the biggest blessing during the time, since when we moved to Spokane, my family and I really didn't know our purpose was there, and it was a really difficult move. When I walked through the doors of Alpha Delta Pi, I was so shocked to see that our philanthropy was the Ronald McDonald House Charities. I'm so grateful to be a part of an organization that gives back to something that means so much to my family and I. Without RMHC, I don't know where my family and I would be.
One sisterhood
With purpose,
We are
Alpha Delta Pi.